Hi everyone, hope you've all had a wonderful week. In this week's report, we'll check if Lake Eucumbene is still rising and have a look where the fish are biting. Pete has another great high country photo to share with us. In this week's Look Back in Time, I spotlight St. Mary's Catholic Church in Adaminaby, the church having a very interesting past. There's the weather, pick of the week, and more. Unfortunately, the last lake level readings I have were from Wednesday, the 8th of October. They show both Lake Eucumbene and Lake Jindabyne continuing to rise, with Tantangra Dam still falling. Hopefully the levels will be updated for next week's report. The feeder in Illawong Bay at Anglers Reach is one of the many markers scattered around the lake that indicate the lake is at the 50% level. As you can see in this pic posted by Tiny on Thursday the 9th of October, there's still a way to go to hit 50%, but the water is inching closer every day. Thanks for posting, Tiny, and we're looking forward to some more regular updates, mate. Just before we check where the fish were biting this week, Gregory found these keys near the old Adaminaby boat ramp yesterday, the 11th of October. Hopefully they've already found their owner, but if not, and they're yours, Gregory handed them into the Rainbow Pines Caravan Park. Thanks for being so kind, Gregory. Despite some nice weather, the school holidays, and the opening of the trout season, it's been pretty quiet on the water this week. Nate was out and about on the water last Sunday. Despite the choppy conditions, he had a great morning. Nate adding rough or calm, what a magical place to spend some time at. And I couldn't agree with you more, mate. Tony caught this nice 48cm brown on one of his popular baby mandagree minnow lures called Mr. Pooh using a snap weight. And don't forget to reach out to Tony via Facebook Messenger if you're keen on grabbing one of his quality homemade lures. Alex was up at Anglers Reach during the week and braved some tough conditions, especially with the wind. Alex was rewarded for his efforts, landing this brown on Bengal tigers out near Coppermine. Nice catch, Alex. Mihail spent the trout season opening weekend up in the mountains and caught this lovely brown in the Eucumbene River up near Kyandra. Nice catch, Mihail. John and his good mate Peter spent the opening day of the trout season on Saturday fishing in the Eucumbene River. John telling me that he's fished just about every opening day on the river or in Lake Eucumbene since 1962. That's quite an achievement, John, and I hope you get to spend many more opening days fishing in the mountains. Good mates Rob from Berriedale and Alex from Melbourne spent the week up at Anglers Reach and fished all over Lake Eucumbene. Alex saying the fishing was tough, with the pair averaging 1 to 2 fish per day. Alex also reported there were patches of blue-green algae in parts. Despite the conditions, Alex said it was great catching up with friends. Hope you get back up to the lake soon, boys. Proving he's no fair-weather fisherman, Tiny was back down the water yesterday in very windy conditions. Let's hear from Tiny.
Well, persevered yesterday. Didn't get bugger all. Well, you get that. Probably could have had a bite, but the rods were bouncing around that much I couldn't really tell. And guess what it's doing today? Blowing again. Let's see what happens. Fish on.
Peter posted this pic of his 7-year-old grandson Vanilla, who caught his first trout this morning on worms at Braemar Bay. What a great catch, Vanilla. Your pa said you were pretty excited to catch one before he did today, and I hope you catch many more. This week I've chosen these two pics from Pete, which I feel perfectly demonstrate the beauty of the mountains. They were taken just 27 minutes apart on Saturday the 4th of October from Sawyers Hill, looking down into the iconic Kyandra Valley and the Eucumbene River. Pete capturing the change while enjoying his morning brew. Great pics as always, Pete, and keep up the good work, mate. Weather conditions for the week ahead at Lake Eucumbene look great. Sunshine will dominate and maximum temperatures will hit as high as 21 degrees midweek. Unfortunately, though, the wind will also be a feature. Little to no rain is forecast in the next 7 days. Craig was back at Old Adaminaby on the public holiday Monday in very windy conditions. In this pic, you can see the waves crashing into the ruins of St. Joseph's Convent. The convent was a key institution in the original town before the construction of the Snowy scheme forced the town's relocation to its current site. Craig also posted a video of the conditions. Thanks, Craig. We've seen some wonderful old photos of the lake in previous videos posted to the Lake Eucumbene Facebook group by former Adaminaby resident Mary Kimball. This week, Mary posted this pic of her husband Gary. Gary was a wonderful family man. He loved the region and had a real passion for fishing and water skiing, and he valued every moment he got to be outdoors. Gary was adventurous and went out in all types of weather to try and catch a fish. I knew Gary, and he was a wonderful man. Gary was actually my first ever boss when I did school work experience at the Adaminaby ski hire. He really took me under his wing, and I learned so much from him. We became good friends. One of my best memories of Gary was playing in the local Adaminaby Touch football comp back in the 80s. Back then, there were 3 teams from Adaminaby and 1 from Cabramurra. I was on Gary's team, and boy did we play hard and then celebrated with a beer at the Snow Goose. They were great times. Thanks for the memories, Mary. Finn posted these pics of his dad, taken back in the 90s from a private dam near Lake Eucumbene. The fish full of mud eyes. Great memory, Finn, and thanks for sharing. In this week's Look Back in Time, we have St. Mary's Catholic Church. Just like original Adaminaby, the church has a very interesting history. In these pictures, you can see the first St. Mary's Catholic Church building that was erected in the Old Town in 1911. The pic showing both the inside and outside of the grand building. I can only imagine the many events that went on inside, including mass, marriages, christenings, and funeral services. The pic on the top right shows the church in 1956, partially demolished prior to the town being largely relocated to the newly created town of Adaminaby, about 8 kilometres away, to make way for Lake Eucumbene. The second St. Mary's Catholic Church building was erected in the new Adaminaby Township in 1956 from materials recovered from the original building. The pic on the left showing the church shortly after it opened. Unfortunately, this building was destroyed by fire on the 13th of July 2006. Interestingly, the same week the ruins of the old Catholic Church resurfaced for the first time in 40 years at Old Adaminaby. After sitting in a pile of ruins for many years, the church was rebuilt in 2011, and the pic on the right, the church today. Craig posted this gorgeous pic of the full moon rising over Rushy Bay on Tuesday evening, October 7. Great capture, Craig, and thanks for sharing. Mark posted this beautiful pic taken at Angler's Reach on Wednesday morning. Mark adding it was great to see the lake so calm after the howling winds of the night before. For pick of the week, I've chosen this great shot taken by Gavin late last Sunday afternoon from Old Adaminaby. The wave cloud formation ahead of the approaching cold change. It's a wonderful photo, Gavin. Thanks for sharing. This week's fishing meme may be a little bit too close to home. They call me 007. 0 bites, 0 fish, 7 hours. I might just leave that one there. Well, that's the report for this week. I hope you found it useful. As always, I'm happy to take on any feedback or suggestions. And don't forget, if you're looking for more information on Lake Eucumbene, check out the social media channels. There's the website, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And please don't forget to like and subscribe, and you'll be notified whenever I post up new content. Have a great week, everyone. Stay safe, tight lines, and bye for now.